Question 1 says that list the elements of each of the sets. B, that's whole numbers from 20 to 30. Set D, that is factors of 63. A, list the members of I, B intersection D, I, B union D. So, to of course find the or list the members of B intersection D, we need to list the set B and the set D. And we are told to find the whole numbers. And we know whole numbers are numbers that start from 0, 1, 2, and continuous. And we should know numbers are infinity. It has no end. First, whole numbers from 20. So we are told to start from 20 and to 30. So of course, we have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. The next thing says to list factors of 63. The basic understanding of factors is you just finding two numbers, positive numbers, which when multiplied will give you 63. So we have 1 and 63, 3 and 21, 7 and 9. I believe that is clear. So the next is to list the members of B intersection D. And when we say intersection, that is the common elements or the number that appeared in set B and set D. The elements that appeared in set B and set D. And when you look through it, it is 21. Hence, B intersection D equals 21. And the next is to find B union D. Union means merging all the sets, the two sets, that is set B and set D. And so we have 1, 3, 7, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23, up to 63. We can see that the intersection sets appeared in set B and set D. 21 appeared in set B and set D. Therefore, we will only write one member. So don't write 21 and come write 21 again. I believe that is clear. We have come to the end of question 1. Let's get to question number 2. Question 2 says that in a class of 60 students, in a class of 60 students, in a class of 60 students, 46 passed mathematics and 49 passed English language. Every student passed at least one of the two subjects. We are to illustrate this information on a Venn diagram. How many students passed in both subjects? Now, there is something we need to note down there. It says that let n represent the number of students who passed in both subjects. So in this case, you cannot represent the variable with your own, those students who pass in both subjects with your own variable. No. You are restricted with this, and so you need to use the n. Let's get into it. So before we can illustrate this information on the Venn diagram, we need to first collect the information or the data in the preamble. First, we are told 60 students in the class, and that will represent the universal set. And so we bring the 60 there. Then 46 passed mathematics, so M represents mathematics, and so NM, which is 46, N represents number. And then 42 passed English language, and so we have it nicely there. because we are told to use n to represent both subjects, we need to go strictly by that, which is n is bracket open m intersection e, which is equal to n. Why should we bring the intersection? We need to introduce the intersection because when we add the students who read mathematics and the students who read English, that will sum up to 88. And finding the difference of 88 and 60, that will be that will be 28. Now we need to represent this information on the Venn diagram after the data has been collected. And so our first rectangle, let's get our first rectangle. Good. Then the circle will then follow, then the other one with the intersecting with the first circle. Good. Now let's put our m, the mathematics, which is 46 there, and then the English, which is 42. Of course the universal set has to be there, top. That is the universal set 60. The intersection, which is the what? The n. We aren't given any number to represent this. That is why we are using the n for that. Like I said earlier, when we add 46 to 42, it becomes 88. And that exceeds the universal set. So it means that there are students that offer or read both mathematics and English language. Now, the first set, the first side of the circle represents mathematics only. And to find the mathematics only, I need to subtract the n from it. And so I'll say 46 minus n. And then the other side will be 42 minus what? Very good. I believe that is clear. Good. Now, let's continue. We are told to find the number of students who passed in both subjects. And so I will take only mathematics column plus the intersection plus the other English only column and equate it to 60. And so we have 46 minus n plus 42 minus n, which is equal to 60. So negative n will cancel positive n. We are left with 46 plus 42. 46 plus 42 minus n equals 60. Now we then add 46 plus 42, and that will be 88 minus n equals 60. We group like terms. And so at the end we'll have 88 minus 60 equals n. Finding the difference of 88 and 60 will be 28. And so we can say, therefore, the number of students who pass in both subjects are 28. I believe it is clear. Let's take the next question. To confirm all that we did, we need to draw a node diagram to check if all what we did is correct. I mean, that is optional and for you to understand. So I'm bringing back the information in the preamble. So this is the information. We were told that we later solved the intersection to be 28. So I'm going to draw my rectangle again, my other circle, followed with the other circle, like I did earlier, fix everything nicely there, and then my universal set. With the intersection this time around, it's not going to be n, but what? Good, 28. Now let's find the mathematics only. What would that be? 46 minus 28. Good. I love that. And that will be what? 18. The next thing, 42 minus 28. Good. And what would that be? 14. I love you. Now, let's sum up everything to check if it's going to be equivalent to the universal set. And so we'll have 18 plus 28 plus 14. And of course, 18 plus 28 plus 14. Everything should sum up to 60. Good. It means we are done with this. I believe you understand. So if you are asked to find the number of students who pass in mathematics only, the answer will be 18. If you are asked to find the number of students who passed in English only, the answer will be 14. If you are asked to find the number of students who passed in only one subject, it means I'm going to pick mathematics only, which is 18, add it to English only, which is 14, and so 18 plus 14, the answer becomes the student who passed in only one subject. I believe that is okay. Good. Let's get straight to the next thing, which is 1991. 1991. What is the question there? The question is, if x, set x, that is prime numbers less than 13, and set y, odd numbers less than 13. We are to list the members of x and y. List the members of x intersection y and x union y. Of course, when you say prime numbers are numbers that have what? Good, only two factors. That is 1, very good, and the number itself. So prime numbers are numbers that have only two factors, 1 and the number itself. And so let's look for prime numbers that are less than 13. Less than 30, it means it shouldn't get to 13. And so the very first one will be 2. Like you can see on your screen, 3, 5, 7, and 11. These are the prime numbers less than 13. The next one says odd numbers less than 13. Of course, the odd numbers becomes 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. So we have answered that is x and y, to list the members of x and y. I says list the members of x intersection y. Of course, we said the common elements, what appeared in set x and appeared in set y. And so when we look at it critically, we can see that 3, 5, 7, and 11 appeared in both sets. Therefore, they become the intersection. The next is to find the x union y, union to combine two or more sets. So let's bring everything together. We will have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, like you can see on your screen. I believe it's simple. Good. If you have any challenge, you can put it in the comment section and I'm going to help you with that. Let's take the third question, which is from 1995. It says that there are 20 students in a hostel. 16 of them are fluent in French and 10 of them are fluent in English. It says each student is fluent in at least one of the two languages. We are to illustrate this information on a Venn diagram. Like we did earlier, we need to collect the data. Good. And so we have the universal set to be 20 because that is the total number of students in the hostel. And then we are told 16 of them are fluent in French, and so we put F 16. And then 10 of them are fluent in English language, and so E, which represents English, 10. And the intersection, because adding 16 to 10 becomes 26, which exceeds the universal set, indirectly telling us that there are some students that are fluent in both English and French. But we are not given that in the preamble, and so we just put it there with using a variable to represent that. We use a variable to represent that, and in this case, let's use y to represent the variable. Good. Now, we can now illustrate the information on the Venn diagram. Like we did earlier, let's get our rectangle. Let's get our circle. And then the other circle. Good. Of course, the French part, let's fix it. Let's position the English and the very top, which is the universal set. And then the intersection, which is the Y. This is our Venn diagram. We are told to find the number of students that are fluent in both English and French, and so we are asked to find the Y. So I need to get the French only and the students who are fluent in English only. So I need to subtract the intersection from it, and the intersection in this case is Y. So we have 16 minus Y, and then 10 minus Y. Now I need to add the 16 minus Y plus the Y plus 10 minus Y and equate everything to 20. So that is what we have there. We have the equation nicely there. And then negative Y will take away positive Y. Negative Y will take away positive Y. And so we have 16 plus 10 minus Y equals 20. Adding 16 to 10, we have 26 minus Y equals 20. Here we group like terms. So 26 minus 20 equals Y. And we can confidently say that our Y is 6. So therefore, 6 students are fluent in both English and French. I believe this is clear. Good. Like we confirmed earlier, let's confirm to see if everything will be equated to the universal set. We are just proving. And so let's collect the information again. The universal set 20, French 16, English 10, and this time around our intersection becomes what? 6. Let's get the rectangle, a new one. Good. Our circle, and then the other circle. Good. Let's fix in the French, the English, and the universal set. Good. This time around the intersection becomes 6, not Y, because we have solved it earlier, and so this is 6. Now let's find the difference. That is 16 minus 6 will give us 10, and then 10 minus 6 will give us 4. Good. Let's add the French only, that is students who are fluent in French only, plus the intersection plus English only, and see if everything will sum up to 20. And so we have 10 plus 6 plus 4, and everything is giving us what? 20. Good. 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 Let's take the next question, which is 1999. 1999. What do we have there? In 1999 says that 25 students in a class took an examination in mathematics and science. This is very critical. You look at it, it is very simple. You need to understand the question and solve it. It says 17 of them passed in science and 8 passed in both mathematics and science. 3 students did not pass in any of the subjects. Find I, the number of students who passed in mathematics. Find the probability of meeting a student who passed in one subject only. Good. So let's collect the information given in this preamble. So 25 students becomes the universal set. Good. Then our science, which is 17. Remember, when you look at the question, the examiner did not give us the number of students who passed in mathematics. And so because the examiner did not give us that, we need to represent use a variable to represent those who sat for the mathematics. And so let's use a variable. Of course, we've been using y, so let's use y. And we are told that 8 passed in both mathematics and science. So that becomes the intersection. It means in this question, the intersection is given. So let's put the intersection there, which is 8. And there's an additional information says that 3 students did not pass in any of the subjects. So when you pick mathematics and science, they both failed. That will not be your portion. Amen. Good. So we need to put all this information in the Venn diagram. Let's get a circle, rectangle done. Good. Fix the number of students who sat for science and then those who sat for mathematics. The intersection, of course, this time around becomes 8. Like you can see on the screen, 8. And then the universal set, which is 25. Good. You see, like we've been subtracting, so 17 minus 8 will give us 9. I believe you get that one. And then this time we need to say y minus what? 8. I hope that is okay. Y minus 8. Good. To get the mathematics only. So let's put that there nicely. And now the students who did not pass in any of the subjects, they don't have to be in any of the circles because they failed in science and mathematics. And so we have to put them outside because they don't have to be in that set, in that circle, but they belong to the universal set. Of course, they were part of the students that took the examination, and so they will have to be outside, which is 3. Put it there nicely. Good. And this is how it is done. This is exactly how it is done. We are asked to find how many pass in mathematics. Now, somebody will say that, say, in this question, we were not asked to represent the information on the Venn diagram, but you have done so. Yes. When you are solving two-set problem, whether you are asked to find or to represent information on the Venn diagram or not, you need to do it. Is that clear? Take note of that. So let's go. How many pass in mathematics? Of course, we will take the science only, the both, and then the mathematics only. But this time it becomes y minus 8. Don't get confused. And then we add the 3 because 3 is part of the students who took the examination, and equate everything to 25. So let's put that first equation there. That is 9 plus 8 plus y minus 8 plus 3 equals 25. I believe that is clear. Now we can see positive 8 there and negative 8 in the first equation. So we can let that go. That becomes 0. So we can let that go. What are we left with? 9 plus y plus 3 equals 25. This time 9 plus 3, what would that be? Good, 12. And then equate it to 25. Is that it? That is exactly what it is. So 12 plus y equals 25. This time we do what we do here. Again, good. Group like terms. I like the way you are following. And so we group like terms. And so we have y equals 25 minus 12. Please get me the difference for that. Y equals 25 minus 12. So the difference of 25 minus and 12, what should that be? Get me that? Good. I know you are smart. I know you got it. That is 13. That is 13. Good. Now, we can boldly say 30 students passed in mathematics. I think there is an error there. Instead of 13, therefore 13 students passed in mathematics, we brought R, and so you let go of that R. Good. So therefore 13 students passed in mathematics. The next one says find the probability of meeting a student who passed in one subject only. Very simple. But let's confirm what we did earlier, like we do. So let's collect the data like we do always do to confirm if our answer is actually okay. So the intersection we got 8, which is already there, and the mathematics we got 13, and so you can see that NM becomes 13. Let's draw our rectangle, circle, the other circle, fix in our information, and then see 17 minus 8 equals 9. The only side, what would that be? Good. That will be 13 minus what? 8 equals what? 5. And so this, it shouldn't be y. What is underlined? It shouldn't be y, but what? 13. I like that. So confirming everything to be sure it equates to 25, we can say, remember, some students did not pass in any subject, and that is 3. Let's put that there. That is 3. So let's merge everything. We have 9 plus 8 plus 5 plus 3, which is equal to what? 25. So everything is confirmed. Let's go to the probability. First, find number of students who pass in one subject only, and we've already done that. Students who pass in one subject only. So we'll pick the what and what. Tell me. Good. The 9 and the 5. I like that. And so adding 9 to 5, what would that be? 14. Now we can now find the probability. So probability of students who pass in only one subject. That is the students, how many are they? Are they 14? So 14 out of the total number of students in the class, which is what? 25. 14 and 25. What is divisible by 14 and 25? Is there any number? There is no number. And so the answer becomes 14 out of 25. Let's continue. Let's go straight to 2001. 2001. What question does the examiner have for us? Let's go. It says, M is a set consisting of all positive integers between 1 and 10. P and Q are subsets of M such that set P equals factors of 6. Set Q multiples of 2. So I list the elements of M, P, and Q. We have to represent M, P, and Q on a Venn diagram. And I says that we should find P intersection Q. So let's get started. Of course, we are told M is a set consisting of all positive integers. When we say integers, integers comprise of both positive and negative whole numbers. Take note, whole numbers. Good. And so we are told it should be between 1 and 10. 1 and 10, remember, between, inside, and so there is 1 should not be there and 10 should not be there. So where do we start from? Again, good, 2. And so we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I love you. I love that. Now, the next thing, we are told that P factors of 6. Remember, M is the universal set in this question, and we are asked to find factors of 6. Remember, you don't have to just list the factors of 6 because it's a factors of 6. The P and the Q is a subset. It means the answer needs to be derived from M. Therefore, we have 2, 3, and 6. Somebody will say, but say 1 should be factor of 6. Of course, you are right. But because 1 is not in the universal set, which is the M, we don't have to bring it in set P. Take note of that. Now, the next thing says multiples of 2. Remember, it is a subset of M. And so we can say 2, 4, 6, and 8. I believe you're okay with that. And the Q is stated, the P is also stated. Now, we are done with I. I says we should represent M, P, and Q on a Venn diagram. And so, like we have been doing, we first get our rectangle, our circle, the other circle should follow, and then our M must be there. Sorry, the P. The M is the universal set. I believe you get that. Good. And then it should be Q, not E. So that's an error. And then our M. So correct that. It should be M. The E should be Q. Are we getting it? Good. Now, what is the intersection? What appeared in P and what? And Q. And so we have 2 and 6. I believe you're okay. Now, if 2 and 6 is stated, now what are we left with there for P? We are left with what? Only 3. Only 3. And if you have stated 2 and 6, then it means you are left with 4 and what? 8. Good. I love you. Now, when we look at the Venn diagram, we can see 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. But in the mother set, that is the M, there are some members there that are not in P and Q. So we need to put them outside, but should be in the rectangle. And so they are, we have 5, 7, and 9. I love that. I love that. The next thing says that what? To find P intersection Q, of course, it is obvious. And so that becomes P, which is P intersection Q, which is what? 2 and 6. Good. Good. Let's go straight to 2002B. 2002B. We have it here. It says there are 50 pupils in the class. Out of this number, 1/10 speak French only, and 4/5 of the remainder speak both French and English. If the rest speak English only, I find the number of students who speak alpha, both French and English, beta, only English, and we are to illustrate or draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the above information. Good. Now, let's begin. Remember, in this question, we can see fraction. We need to find the pupils who speak French only, and that will be 1/10 times 50, which is what? 5. Now, remember, we are told 4 out of 5 of the remainder, and so we need to find the remainder. That becomes 50. Remember, 5 students speak French only, so we'll be left with what? 45. So that becomes 50 minus 5 equals 45. And for feet of the remainder, speak this. Speak both languages. And so that becomes 4 out of 5 times 45, which is what? 36. So therefore, number of people who speak both languages should be 30 what? 6. Very good. So Alpha says we should find both French and English. Both French and English. So 36 students speak both French and English. We are done. The beta says those who speak only English. So we need to find the difference. First, bring the total number of students in the class, which is 50. Subtract the 5 from it, which is for the French only, and then 36, which is for the both subjects. I mean, the both languages. And so that becomes 50 minus 5 minus 36, and that will give us 9. We need to represent the information on the Venn diagram, which is the last one. And so, like you can see, the universal set is 25, followed by the French, which is 41. Then English will follow. Then the intersection, which is what? 36. Now let's get our diagram done there, and that is it. Because you understand from the beginning, everything is set like that. I believe that is clear. Like we said, if you encounter any challenge, you just let me know, and I am going to be of great help to you. Let's take the next question, which is 2003. Let's see the 2003 question. But I would like that you answer it step by step. First one, the universal set, we are told, should be 1, 2, 3, 4, continuing to 18. So the 3 dots means it continues to 18, and they are counting numbers or natural numbers. Then A says prime numbers, set A, prime numbers. Could you list that for me? Good. And then set B, odd numbers greater than 3. Good. Now our A, what do we have? It says if A and B are subsets of the universal set, list the members of A and B. Should I give you some time to solve it? Okay, I'm waiting for you. Solve this and let's go. All right, welcome back. So we are told to find A and list the members of A and B. But before that, the universal set is not complete. So let's complete it. B says we should find the set R, A intersection B. So find A intersection B and A union B. Do that and let's go. I says we should illustrate the universal set, the A and B on the Venn diagram. Please do that too. When we finish, we compare our answers. Very good. Now let's solve it. Before that, we are to shade the region for prime factors of 18 on the Venn diagram. Shade the region for prime factors of 18. So look at the prime factors of 18 and shade them. We have the region 1, region 2, region 3, and then the ones outside. So look at the ones that are for the prime factors of 18 and shade it. Let's compare our answers. The first one, the universal set. So this is what you should have. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Then A. Remember, set A is a subset of the universal set, a smaller set of the universal set, and we are told set A is prime numbers, and we will have to take our answers from the universal set, and so we have already listed prime numbers earlier. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. And then set B should be odd numbers greater than 3. Remember, greater than 3. Greater than 3. So where do you start from? Good, 5. So compare and see if it matches with what you have there. Then the next one says we should find A intersection B. Intersection, that is a common element what appeared in set A and set B. And so let's list that nicely. 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. And the A union B, which is already on your screen, merging everything or combining everything. Then C is to illustrate it on the Venn diagram. So we have our rectangle done, our circle follow, then the other circle, then put the various sets at this position. So we have the universal set which is there, then our A, our B, then in the intersection we have 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. So let's put it there. I believe that is what you got. Now the A only becomes 2 and 3. The B only becomes 4 and 8. Remember, you have to shade the region for prime factors of 18 on the Venn diagram. Shade the region for prime factors of 18 on the Venn diagram. So 1, will it be region 1? That is the A only. Region 2, that is A intersection B, or region 3, that is B only. But remember, there are some people that were in the universal set but are not in A and B. So let's put them outside, lest we forget. Let's put them outside nicely there. We have 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Like I said earlier, the very last one, which is to shade the region for prime factors of 18 on the Venn diagram. Will it be region 1, which is A only, region 2, which is A intersection B, or region 3, which is that is B only, or region 4, which is 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Which region will it be? That is for the prime factors. Put the answer in the comment section. Thank you so much for your time. We shall continue another time. Kindly click on the subscribe button and follow for more. I'll be looking forward to your answers in the comment section. Bye bye.